Today we're going to be talking about the flow of blood as it continues down the arm to the forearm and into the hand from the brachial artery, as well as areas of collateral blood flow. We'll start by taking a look at the anterior surface of the arm. In the previous video, we talked about how the brachial artery divides into the radial and ulnar arteries right here, just after we move into the forearm. But as we can see, we have a few branches that are coming off the brachial artery that are going to contribute to the vasculature around the elbow, such as the radial recurrent branch, the common interosseous, and the anterior and posterior ulnar recurrent arteries. Let's quickly zoom in and take a look at where these arteries are coming from. So starting on the radial side, we see that the deep artery of the arm branches into the radial collateral and middle collateral arteries. The radial collateral turns into the radial recurrent and then merges with the radial artery. However, the middle collateral becomes the interosseous recurrent and pokes through in between the radius and ulna. It then sends off the anterior and posterior interosseous arteries. It also continues on to become the common interosseous and then finally merges with the ulnar artery. On the ulnar side, we see that the brachial artery sends off two branches, the superior ulnar collateral artery that will go posteriorly and become the posterior ulnar recurrent artery, and the inferior ulnar collateral artery that will run anteriorly and become the anterior ulnar recurrent artery, both of which will ultimately merge with the ulnar artery. The ulnar and radial arteries continue down, supplying the flexor and extensor muscles of the forearm until finally reaching the palm of the hand. Here, the radial and ulnar arteries again supply collateral blood flow in the forms of the superficial and deep palmar arches. We can see the superficial palmar arch and its contributions from the ulnar and radial arteries, and we can also see the arch gives off the common digital arteries and then become the proper palmar digital arteries and the princeps pollicis on the thumb. Now jumping over to the deep arch, which is at the level of the bones, we can see that the deep radial and deep ulnar branches create another arch that will similarly give off the palmar metacarpal arteries.